Woo!
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Hello, and welcome to the podcast that drinks and knows things. I am Ben, aka Sly of House McLean, aka Benjamin, Sly the Tank Benjamin. Tonight's episode is Violence is Always an Option. We're recording this on January 18th, 2019, talking about Season 6, Episode 8, Game of Thrones title, No One. Make sure you listen to Drinks and Knows podcast on Radio Public. It's free and easy to use and helps listeners like you find and support shows like ours. When you listen to our shows on Radio Public's Android or iOS app, everyone benefits. So, joining me, as always, Glenn of House Dog.
What's up, yo?
What you drinking tonight?
I have a birch beer.
No, he'll have a diet birch beer.
A diet birch beer. Lugon of House Black Mean.
We are enjoying Pompeii India Pale Ale from Toppling Goliath Brewing Company in where was it? It was
Pompeii.
Pompeii. Yeah, no.
In India.
Decorah, Iowa.
Nice.
So.
Abby, aka Gertie of House Condescension. Abby?
Sorry, I thought silence was also an option, but I might have been playing that game too much.
Hey, that's my
Sorry.
Gertie.
Hey.
My Gertie.
That's right.
Yeah, so what are you drinking?
Got a Duplin Black River Red from Duplin, North Carolina.
Nice. And joining us tonight, our special guest, we're very happy to have him on, Fandom D Saint. How you doing, my friend?
Hey everyone, thank you once again for having me along. You promised me that the last time you're going to invite me here, if I'm going to be praising Cersei for at least 2 to 3 hours. So let's just start now, huh?
We're actually only doing.
It was a good Cersei episode. It was a good Cersei episode.
Oh, it was. Every episode is a good Cersei. Even the Walk of Shame was still good. I got to see Cersei naked, so it's always a plus. It's always
exactly. What are you drinking tonight? Anything?
Oh, I am drinking 7-Up because you can't afford the good stuff when you keep buying Funkos.
Nice. Or Frosties.
That too. At least when it's like 50 cents,
Exactly.
Now it's back to like $1.37 or so. And it's like, come on, man. I need that 37 cents.
And I am drinking, starting off at least tonight with the Leinenkugel's Snowdrift Vanilla Porter. Again, finishing that one off from last week. So this show and all of our shows at thepodcastthat.com are produced with the love and support of our wonderful Imaginary Legion patrons. Learn more about our reward tiers at patreon.com/stayimaginary. So friend of the show, FDS, tell us more about your current projects. What do you have going on? Where can people find you? Give them the lowdown.
So where you can find me on 2 channels. Let me give you one of them right now. The Citadel of Trivia, I co-host every other Friday or so, or whenever they allow me to. I pretty much have my co-host of Mary B and Sword in the Darkness there. And my main channel, Fandom D Saint, I do several reactions to several TV shows like Marvel's The Gifted, Marvel's Runaways, DC's Titans, CW Supernatural, The 100, Legacies, to Black Lightning. There's like a whole bunch of shows, even Game of Thrones even. But if you're not caught up like Abby, you don't watch my season 7 reactions. Just don't go. Just don't go.
But in fairness to Abby, she has now read more of the books than you have.
I only read like the first book, so am I ahead?
So
I'm ahead. Okay.
Yeah, so you're kind of on even pairings there.
Don't worry, I won't spoil you. That would be rude.
Hey, Fandom, of those shows that you just mentioned, which one would you recommend to somebody more than any of the other ones? Like of shows that you've been reviewing lately?
Lately, I would probably recommend Gotham, even though it's like on its 5th season, final season. Just binge it. It's like nothing to do anymore. Like Game of Thrones will come back until like what, April?
Mm-hmm.
So you got time. Just binge all of 5 seasons. It's gonna be its final. It's gonna be a great conclusion to a great story arc. So far, it's so good with the first 3 episodes. Not gonna lie there.
Nice. And just another shout out. Next Friday night, I'm co-hosting or guest hosting with Fandom over on Citadel Trivia. We're covering season 6 of Game of Thrones. So make sure to check that out. So previously on the episodes
right
of a recap.
Before we get to that, Benj,
yes.
why don't you give we've had a big influx of new listeners. So
Yes.
if you're joining
yes.
us here in the live stream tonight, we are spoiler free for our first time watchers' sake. So please be mindful. Don't talk about anything past this episode. She does check in to the chat, even though we tell her not to. No, we love it when Abby's in the chat. So
Yeah.
please,
I can
please take
bounce
care.
out tonight too.
So we're getting close to the end. We'd appreciate if some major spoilers are withheld.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us.
And
yeah.
thank you.
No, thank you.
And
a
thank you
big,
for
no,
joining
thank
us,
you.
Glenn. I'm glad you're here.
Gonna give a quick big shout out to Bridge4 in the chat. He gave us a huge shout out on one of his videos recently that I think helped us along. So thank you very much to him. If you haven't found who he is, how you know us and not him, I don't know, but make sure you check him out. Thank you, Bridge, again. So previously on, I believe that is Glenn.
Yes.
Go ahead with that recap.
All right. The Hound finds employment somewhere green. Lady O pieces out. John, Sansa, and Davos attempt to rally support to their cause. Jaime takes control of the siege at River Run. The Blackfish is unimpressed with the Kingslayer. Arya books a cabin on the SS Out of There. Sandor's commune is slaughtered.
All right. So, like I said, this episode is season 6, episode 8. The duration was 59 minutes. It first aired on June 12th, 2016. It was directed by Mark Milord. My Lord. I don't know how to say that. And written by D&D, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. Episode description, Luke.
While Jaime weighs his options, Cersei answers a request. Tyrion's plans bear fruit. Arya faces a new test.
All right, and we are moving on to Quill and Tankard pub trivia. So, panelists, don't look at the chat. Chat, you're allowed to answer if you know the answer. The question for this week is, Lady Crane, as playing Cersei, threatens to use what two weapons on the whore Sansa and her brother the Imp? Thumbs up when you're ready.
Thumbs down, way down.
Bum, bum, bum.
This question sucks.
All right, I got something.
All right, fandom, you ready? All right, get the music work.
How do you know this?
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
And 3, 2, 1, hit enter. So we have from Glenn a quill and tankard.
That's why we call it Quill and Tankard pub trivia, right?
From Luke a poison and dagger. I can't wait. Who's
Apparently, I said in with a candlestick in the library.
Oh, okay.
No, that's
Can't
actually,
say
I don't know why it's not text wrapping.
It looks like
correctly.
Luke wrote
Yeah.
the whole thing.
So, hang
Abby,
on.
oh, there we
Abby,
go.
what did you put?
I didn't put anything.
Okay. And fandom scissors in a cup.
Yeah, I just panicked, so I just wrote, okay, what's near me? So I put his neck out.
All right, I'm proud of this one. A noose by noose or by knife. I will have the horse Sansa or my brother the Imp.
I really did think about putting rope instead of poison.
Yeah.
I didn't know it though, so points
Yeah,
for
fair.
bench.
All right.
You just tied it up. Look at that. Yeah,
All
we
right,
have a
I'm-
tied
look at
lead on the
this.
season
Yeah.
now.
Dang.
Got
I
one
will take
point.
that.
One damn point.
It has one fucking point.
Yeah, so point
There's
updates. We have Glenn
a
with
lot of
one
season
fucking
left.
point.
There's a lot of season left.
A lot
Playing,
of
season
gonna play
left.
spoiler.
Underdog, here he comes.
I'm sitting at 5, Luke's in at 4, and Abby's got 5 points as well. So, all right, we're going to the opening credits. We have the Dink as the lead character, lead actor. We got King's Landing, River Run, Winterfell, The Wall, Bravos, and Marine. Nothing really new. Fandom, what are your thoughts on the opening credits? Anything insightful? It's-
The same old, just hurry up, get to the good stuff, type feel.
So you're a skipper?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Fair. No,
Watching it, it's like what, the sixth season. It's like, come on now. I want to get to all these good stuff, the secrets and Cersei,
not
and
gonna
it's
The
like,
lie.
okay,
secrets
no,
of
Cersei,
Cersei.
please go, let's
Secrets
go.
of
Not gonna
Cersei.
lie. The only reason why I watch the intro is so I can type this damn box in
Yeah,
every
pretty much.
episode. That's it.
And because
All
we've
right.
had one trivia question about the actors
Yeah.
called out.
I don't even look at the actors anymore. I'm just like, if he wants to pull that one, go ahead. All right, so we're going to move on to Bravos. We got Lady Crane, the theater troupe, and Arya. Lady Crane gives a rousing performance using Arya's advice, then finds and tends to her muse. FDS, go and start us off.
So when I was like watching this scene back then, even now, I said to myself, please bring back long hair Cersei. Like, I don't know about everyone else here, but they gotta bring that back. At least for me, though. I don't know. Just ever since the hair was cut, I was like, okay, when they're gonna back into the next season, somehow there's like a huge time skip. She got long hair again. No, I was very disappointed there.
I mean, she could have extensions. She's pretty rich. She'd get whatever she wanted.
Exactly.
Clip
Like,
them in, girl.
But it's
I don't
character
know, man.
development. But it's character development.
It takes time to grow back. It really grows on you.
All right, Glenn.
So this scene was basically taken straight out of Billy Madison, Billy v. Eric, when they're doing the Hamlet play or whatever, and Billy just comes in. He's like, "To die, to sleep, no more," and then like the teacher comes in and just like claps in his face. That's what I felt when I watched the scene, because like beforehand everyone was just kind of like, okay, this is kind of dull or whatever, but now like everyone's crying and stuff like that, and it's just so beautiful of a play, and stuff like that. It was eye-opening.
Yeah.
No, agreed, and that kind of goes in my notes. See what just a few little tweaks and twerks in another direction can lead. You don't always have to be over the top. Just subtlety, goes a long way. Play it subtle. It's subtle, man. Tone it down. And this is probably the hottest version of Cersei we got in the show.
Ooh.
I'm kidding. I know.
Ooh.
Where do you live again, Ben? Where do you live?
I had to get it in there once. Now, go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, it's kind of, I think it's neat that Lady Crane takes some of Arya's advice from what we got last episode, and she kind of makes it her own and kind of does a little bit more with the character, and actually is a little bit more like true Cersei, right? I mean, she shows a little fierceness out of it, and because it was just flat before, it was kind of, I don't know, typical, vanilla, and now it's got some fire behind it, and it's truer to the character that she's portraying, and it's really well done. I also thought it was interesting that Bianca needs a face doctor now, right? She said she's not going to be acting anymore from what I did to her face.
Wear a mask.
Just wear a mask or a Gumby
Or-
suit.
Find a different role.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Be a foot model.
Abby?
A hand model.
He's my hand twin.
I was interested when Arya was talking about Lady Crane asks her where she's going to go, and she's like, well, Essos is east, Westeros is west. What's west of that? Arya's coming to America, guys. I'm so excited. Like, party in
There are
the
no
USA.
cats in America.
That was a much cooler song than what I sang, but I don't care. I do have a couple, I don't know, thoughts or questions about this scene. Just when Arya says to Lady Crane, who's after you? And she says she doesn't have a name, no one. Lady Crane kind of gives her a look of, like, she doesn't question it further, so it leads me to believe she obviously knows who she's talking about. Like, there's no explanation needed.
Yeah, she doesn't have a name.
Right. So, okay. Oh, shit. And I also, in the actual play, we see that Lady Crane, again, is portraying Cersei, and she gives the version that Cersei gives, which is it's Sansa and the Imp, or Tyrion, that have killed Joffrey, and she wants vengeance. Is that really, is it just known that's what Cersei believes, or is that like what everybody believes actually happened, that Sansa has something to do with his death?
I think that was
They-
the official press release.
Yeah.
Like-
The prime
Okay.
suspect.
So that's going to be the easiest story to travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just like, is everybody out being like, wow, Sansa's a vicious
what a
murderer.
What a huge
bitch.
bitch.
Yeah. So
What a bitch.
Right. All right. Anybody got anything else on this scene? Yep. All right. We're gonna move on to the Riverlands. We have the Brotherhood without banners and Sandor Clegane. One brother gives another a lesson in love. The pup gives them a lesson in going out in style. Abby, I'll let you start on this one.
Oh, okay. Sorry. This is an issue I have with TV shows and movies and books and things in general. There's always one scene in a show where there's a kissing lesson given and something extremely awkward or inappropriate happens there between like two guys or two girls or the cuz I have never once in my life encountered an actual real life situation like this. Why is it in every show? Is
It's
this
the sa-
it has
it's
to
the
be a
same
common
reason.
thing.
It's the same reason why every show has women that go to bed in negligees and everything during a sleepover. It's just, I don't know,
It's just
stupidity.
I'm like,
Stupidity.
why? And uh, other than
Comic
that,
relief.
I guess so. That's basically my biggest one. When I was going through here, I was like, oh, a kissing lesson is followed by a real life lesson. So, I don't know. Sandor's the bomb. He's badass.
Time out real quick on this beautiful conversation. 300 subscribers during this
Yep.
stream.
Ooh,
This
wait.
stream. So
Stride.
the stride of a stream. So cheers, everyone. Thank you all for joining
Yeah.
us.
Cheers.
It's been a lot
Thank
of fun,
you.
and we've got a lot more work to do. We are glad you're with us.
Exactly. So, all right, Luke, go ahead.
He's an axe man. He just fucking walks up and just goes axe ham on this motherfucker. And I just love like that scene right there that we have the screen cap up right now. All the other guys kind of see this lunatic walking up behind him carrying this axe.
He just had a finger up his bum, so
He's a little out of sorts.
yeah.
Fuck you, you disgusting old prick. And then he just walks up, take just no more head. And I don't know. It's an awesome welcome back, Cotter. Welcome for
Right.
the hound.
It's like playing mailbox baseball.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So, I love towards the end of this part. Fuck you. Fuck you. Those are going to be your last words. You can do better than that. Cunt. You're shit at dying. You know that?
You got to say
Wham.
something.
Just, it's like, if you're going to go out in style, But Hound's not really want to talk because he was left dying, screaming and begging for it. So,
He killed him
Silence is
through
always an option.
He killed him through the balls.
yeah. I kicked him in his balls and I kept kicking him till he died. I kicked him to death. I did. I saw him. Glenn, go ahead.
Yeah, like I agree. He seemed like he was a man on a mission, but in the end he's like, okay, where's the dingleberry with the yellow cloak at? That's
Yeah.
that's the one I want. Like you guys are just kind of randoms. I'm looking for the big prize.
Exactly. Phantom?
So yeah, I don't even know why I wrote down the dude should have wore a condom because like you're just gonna stick your thumb up people's, asses, and it's like, come on. I know people's hands aren't sanitary, in Westeros, so it's like good thing the Hound did kill him, because who knows what he would have called after that.
Oh
But yeah, it was a good hell of a scene though,
He did
Hound
him a
coming in,
favor.
killing
I
everyone,
love that you're worried about the guy getting sick from the hand up his butt, not the other way
Exactly.
around. I mean, like, pink
The
eye is eminent here.
I was gonna
That's
say that
all I
guy's
have
just
to
gonna
say.
get pig guy.
He smells it.
He smells
Ew.
like pussy to me. Like you're fucking gross.
Smells like pussy to me.
It's one of the more fucked up things in this episode, I'd say.
Right. All right. So we're going to move towards the end of the episode. It's still in the Riverlands where we have Sandor, Barrick, Thoros, and the other Brotherhood without banners. Sandor finds his prey already strung up by Barrick and his men. He gets a kill one, get one deal and shares a meal with the Brotherhood. Luke, go ahead.
I like after, I don't want to steal anyone's notes here, but, he gets his kills or whatever, and then takes the guy's boots. I like the practicality of it, because we know the Hounds, or Sandor, has been out and about in the Riverlands, walking around, hobbling around. Let's be clear. You know he's gonna run out. His boots are gonna wear out. That's a pretty good commodity to pick up.
Shitty pair of boots.
You know, you loot the body afterwards. I like
He
it.
wasn't afterwards. The man was still wiggling. He was still.
You're gonna take a man.
He couldn't even wait the 34 seconds. That's why we love him.
So you know, maybe it's better that he didn't take it off of a corpse. He took it off of a fallen
I died
a fallen
without
foe.
shoes.
Yeah.
And Benji's
I think Benji's-
muted.
It's like
Damn
the
it.
second time.
All right. Yeah, that's all right.
I remember the first time I
It
streamed.
was a dead air.
Yeah. So no, I was just saying he didn't rob a corpse. He just robbed a guy dying. So it's all good.
Oh yeah.
So at the beginning part of the scene, he walks up and guy, draws the bow and he goes, "Drop the area, girl. Tougher girls than you have tried to kill me." And I love that he's being honest about it. He's like, "Yeah, a chick legit damn near killed me. So I'm not scared of you. I have nothing to lose here." And I love the bargaining. "I want all three. You can have one. Give me two. 1.5." Yeah, it was just a great scene. Glenn?
Yeah, so he says there was a time I would have gutted all 7 of you just to be able to kill these 3 people. So I think like he knows what he was. He knows kind of how his decision making was back in the day or whatever. And I think he's aware that he's like kind of. I think you see here he's kind of changed a little bit because he's not just jump to conclusions and make rash decisions based on instinct or whatever. It's more okay. Let's think this through a little bit, and then really I don't have a problem with you guys anymore. We had our thing back in the day, but I really want to. I don't like those guys.
You didn't let me in the group. I tried.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't blame him for trying to be skeptical because it's like I tried to fucking join, but you tried to kill me. So what the fuck?
Did he really try to join though? I mean,
He was there.
He got brought in shackles. He was
Right.
captured.
yeah,
And then
he was captured.
Yeah,
You didn't ask then.
It wasn't a great recruiting process.
fandom.
So yeah, I'm happy he didn't say nothing like, "Okay, I would join if you give me like a KFC, $5 fill up." But no, but I did like this scene mainly because again we're seeing what people said before, like some redemption, some more character development for the Hound because I thought he was gonna end up dying after the whole Brienne situation. So I was like, damn, him and his, interactions with Arya. I'm like, okay, I'm really starting to like the Hound, and then they end up killing him off. I'm like, damn it. And then we finally is returning. I'm like, okay, is this going to be another second chance here? He's going to gain more character development and such. And we're pretty much getting that because he could have just killed everyone else just to kill those 2 men, but he doesn't. So it's like, okay, I'm loving this. Just don't D&D, just don't ruin it, please. Just don't.
I
don't.
just got real nervous there because you said, and then they killed him off, and I was like, "Oh my god, do you not understand? I don't know this shit." And then I was like, "Oh wait,
No
wait,
chicken,
okay,
you
cool."
die.
Abby, that was
Okay.
like months ago for you. Come
No,
on.
like I had a slight heart attack, and then I reined it in. I was like, "All right, cool, we're good." So
Mhm.
it was
Go ahead
bad.
with your note, Ab.
We've been talking about redemption, and that's interesting to me because a lot of times when we talk about the Hound and his redemption arc or whatever, is it Beric or Thoros who says to him, "You can still help a lot more than you've harmed."
I think it's one of
So-
them.
I think it's
It-
one of the two for sure.
It's one of the two. I'm
sounds
not
like
exactly
sounds like a
sure
Barrack thing to me.
which. It's
I was
this
thinking
guy
Thoros,
there
but-
that's on the screen. Whoever that one is.
Barrack.
Beric. Okay, so Beric says, no, I'm just kidding.
I know.
And I think about it, and I don't feel like I'm trying really hard to remember back. Like my first memories, very much of the Hound. Once we see him, not like I believe he was fighting in the tournament with his brother, and he bends the knee to Robert, and then after that, it's like him, yes, following what Joffrey says, but protecting Sansa. Like I don't specifically remember a time where the Hound was this monstrous beast other than saying to Sansa, "I'm a scary man. I kill people for fun," and saying that over and over and over again. But I feel like all 6 seasons so far have been him on this same path. This is just the stop we're seeing now.
I think that's
It's part
entirely
of
fair.
the train.
It's just
Yeah.
part of his Jojen train.
Yeah, completely fair.
So,
So our-
one last thought I had on this was the conversation where, Barrack's trying to talk to him a little bit, and the Hound's like, I beat you because I'm better than you. You know, and he's kind of questioning, like, you know, like, what the fuck? And Barrick has a pretty good response too. He's like, yeah, and you went off. How'd that go for you? I mean, you could tell that Sandor's not in the best of shape right now compared to where the last time he saw him, right? I mean, last time he saw him, it was fresh out of the Battle of the Blackwater, and you know, at least a couple weeks out from there, so it would have been in pretty good shape still. He's looking a little bit scroungier, a little bit rougher here, and I think Sandor learns a little bit from that, and I don't know if Barrick learns anything. He's so confused by his own fate or whatever it is right now. But I just thought it was an interesting conversation between the two because Hound's like, I beat you because I'm better than you. It has nothing to do with gods at all. And I don't think he's wrong. Barrick's back because of some other reason, though.
Exactly. Something up. Yeah, so it's an interesting dynamic between these two because, yeah, last time we saw Barrick was when Arya took off from him. That was the last time we had any kind of shot of him, and even Barrick's looking a little bit gruffer and leaner. Then, and we are joined by the one and only Glumby.
Lumby.
Glumby.
All right. Sorry, that just threw me completely off my train of thought. So my Jojen train of thought. All right, so we're gonna move on to Marine. Take a Jojen boat. We got Varys and Tyrion. The imp sees the spider off to spin some webs. I think it was a cute scene. These two, though, really should stick together. Tyrion is way better when he has Varys next to him, because he needs somebody to kind of ground him and make him realize. So with him leaving at this point, I didn't know if this would work out. Later in this episode, we figure out, okay, it was an okay call, but at this point, I don't know how smart it was. Glenn.
I'm sorry, what?
We're on the Varys and Tyrion scene.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all you need is friends and chips. That's about it. 1 and 2.
That's about it.
I like how Tyrion says, I think Varys calls him, the most famous dwarf in Westeros, and he doesn't say anything right away, but as he's like leaving, it's, the last thing he says is, "Oh yeah, Varys, the famous dwarf in the world," like just correcting him. That was pretty funny.
I really wanted after that, get it right or pay the price. That's like exactly what I thought.
Salute
as
your
soon as he
shorts
said it.
much.
Yes. Fandom, go ahead.
So yeah, I was kind of pissed that Varys left. I was like, what? Like, come on now. Now he's gonna leave us here with just Tyrion now running things, because ever since like Tyrion like left King's Landing, I was like, I really just didn't like the character of Tyrion that much after he left. So I was like, come on now. It's like, if you're gonna make him leave King's Landing, let him be still more interesting and stuff. But I don't know. Just with Varys leaving, I just had like just sad hopes for Tyrion at this point.
Exactly. Abby?
I mean, secret mission sounds interesting. Anybody like to elaborate?
Nope.
Yeah, so he basically
Yeah,
goes
so
to,
he basically goes
to Blockbuster and
Oh.
rents a couple flicks and
Well,
This
Pirates
was-
of the,
He went
Pirates
to
of the
go get that-
Caribbean. They need ships, so Pirates of the Caribbean
and Friends DVDs.
Hunt for Red October. Yeah,
The
exactly.
perfect storm.
Exactly.
Right.
He went to go get the fake Cersei wig. That's what he went.
That's what it was.
You got-
I mean, they're on the same continent, right? He's just right over there. Might as well.
All right, Luke.
So the priestesses of the Lord of Light have pretty solid PR campaign going so far. I mean, it seems like public opinion of Daenerys has changed a bit. Thank you, Kinvara, and the whole Church of the Lord of Light. It seems like, and yes, they have another beautiful woman that works for this clergy. I mean, it's like what are the qualifications? Like, just be hot, like
be hot and 4,000
Yeah, but then you got
years old.
Thoros. You can't.
Thoros in his heyday, probably a pretty good looking guy.
Thoros is pretty hot, even
Alright.
now.
He
Sorry.
is a freaking Swedish death metal guitarist if I've ever seen one.
with a bun.
With a bun.
With a bun. Who doesn't like that?
I think we made this joke before, but it does remind me of Assassin's Creed when you pay off the caller or whatever,
yeah.
The town
yeah.
crier.
The town crier.
town-
yeah.
Hear ye,
yeah.
hear ye.
You go around taking down the signs, the wanted pictures.
Exactly.
You gotta get your notoriety down.
Yeah. All right. So
Never
next
mind
scene
about
we
that stuff I just said about that guy.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh
He's
no,
actually-
they're cool now. They're good. We like them. The fickle student body of Hogwarts at play
Fickle.
again.
pickle, and no one gets that reference, but if you do, I love you. All right. Next scene in Marine, we got Tyrion, Masandi, and Grey Worm, or Togo Nordo. The three drink and know funny things, and are interrupted by an envoy from the wise masters. Glenn?
So, like, they're not like the best jokes ever, but I think Tyrion really appreciates the effort. Like he's really trying to like kind of loosen these two up, and I think now they're finally drinking wine, they're telling jokes. So I mean, sky's the limit from here.
I really feel like this represents Glenn. You would be Tyrion in this situation, and I'll be Masandi, and this is kind of the
Who's
whole
who's Grey Worm then?
Luke. Sure.
You're cutting my cock off? Oh no.
Well, I'm not gonna do it.
Hopefully no.
Yeah, me neither, man. But
trust me, I'll
Glenn-
do it myself. I guess.
Glenn just politely laughs at my terrible jokes that I continue to try to make about translators.
That was a good one, I
Hey,
guess.
Good effort, Ab.
Ah!
Yeah.
All right. Fan-
Yeah, I kind of like this scene because, for starters, I got to like use the Miss Sunday joke in a trivia, and like no one got it. So I was like, yes, finally I wrote down a question that no one got. But yeah, it was kind of like these questions, like, okay, this is not that many much funny. Like, of course, Tyrion's actually say like his infamous, honey, comb joke. So it's like I know that's not going to be said at all. But hey, Grey Worm, you got Miss Sunday to laugh. So it's like, okay, it's good. Now you can just bone her. But wait a minute, you can't bone her. So it's like, what can you do, bro? Oh,
yeah. Ab, you got something else?
Um, I mean, they were starting to have fun. It was
at the
real
f-
fun.
Look at the fun we're
I-
having.
I could see it. It was happening for them, and I also think
You were elsewhere and you wanted to be here.
when we see Grey Worm and Masandi like right at the beginning of this, and Tyrion's like walking in, it's so clicky to me. Like you have somebody new or on the outside, and you're in the hallway, and you're sitting in your spot, and you're by your locker or whatever, and somebody walks up, and you kind of all just look at them, and you appease them, and you're like, oh my god, just go away. Like why? You can't even talk right now. So that's I don't know. I love Grey Worm and Masandi together. I just don't know why they almost don't embrace Tyrion so much. And I get that he is doing things they don't understand or agree with. Not understand. They have the capability of understanding. Like they just don't agree with it. But they are working for a common cause. I just feel like shutting him out is not necessarily in anybody's best interest.
Yeah. No, that's great points with it. But again, they don't know who to trust. The only person that they trust is Danny, who's gone, and
But Danny trusts him.
she does, yes. But it's one of those of, the person I like likes you. I should like you. I just don't know yet. And they're starting to like this scene.
Yeah.
This scene I think helps build to that, where because he tried doing this a couple episodes ago, where he's like, drink, let's have fun, let's play a game, and Sandy's like, oh, my old master used to play games just with the girls. He's like, oh, no. So
Yeah.
at least they're loosening up now to having to sip with them and everything like that.
And I
Luke?
still really want her pants. Sorry. Those pants are amazing. So are her abs. But, I'll just settle for the pants at this point.
You could afford the pants and just like a shopping trip as opposed
Yeah.
to all the hard work and
The abs,
dedication to
yeah.
actually do it has to take.
We'll
No,
work on the abs
I've
later.
given up. That
Pants.
sale. Wow, that sale has shipped. That's what I was going to say. I didn't even stop.
That sale has shipped via UPS. What can Brown do for you? Move your fucking truck.
All right, Luke, go ahead.
Your fucking truck.
So I thought Masandi's joke was actually kind of funny. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe that's just
It's a
the
good dad
linguistic
joke,
nerd in me.
like-
It's like I'm okay with it. But I guess the slavers have arrived. You know, like they walk out the window, door, balcony thing, and that's a lot of ships. Like,
Yeah.
hi there, how you doing? Oh, and there's the pants.
Hi.
There's the swishy-ish pants.
You want those pants?
I do. They're so beautiful. And I mean, if I had her abs, I'd take the top too, but I don't. So I'll find something a little more
You could
conservative.
definitely pull off the gauntlets. The,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the bracers. I apologize.
Yeah.
Gauntlet.
So
Be it a gauntlet.
my notes on
Comments
this
like
is
those.
first of all, anyone not drinking is disrespecting the queen. Come on, dude, just fucking drink. But but I swear to God, if we don't get the end of that honeycomb and a jackass story, I am going to be pissed.
That's going to be part of the sequel.
It's going to be a dumb joke. It's going to be like the stupidest joke ever. But I just need the completion
Punchline.
of it. I need the punchline,
Finish
and then
the
his.
punch.
His joke of the three lords walking into a tavern, it gets me. It's an old UK British joke. A British, Scot, and an Irishman walk in. The Irishman pulls out the fly, spit it out, you wee shit. It was well delivered, and it still gets a solid chuckle.
I thought it was funny.
It's
But
a solid joke.
Sandy's joke was funny too.
Abby, we're easy.
Funny.
I know. Hey, don't call me that.
Easy to laugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, our last scene in Marine, we have Tyrion, Missandei, Grey Worm, and the Stormborn. Marine is under attack as the Queen's crew strategizes of how to defend the city when some fire and blood returns. Fandom, go ahead.
Well, when I saw this scene, I was like, wow, like Danny looks like my parents when they come home and just see like my brothers, and myself just like destroyed the house. And they're just like, what?
Uh,
Perfect. Perfect. It's right there and there. I just loved it. It brought back some PTSD because after that we got some whipping, of course, though. But just damn, it was still a good, powerful delivering scene, though.
The rest of this episode is actually going to be counseling for our guest. We didn't tell him ahead of time, but
Intervention.
Intervention.
if you need to talk about it, we're here. We're here for you.
If you see me twitching, you know why.
All right, Ab.
I thought the same thing. I mean, Danny is living the thug life of being a mom right here. I can't even fucking go anywhere because when I get home, I walk into this bullshit. I left, everything was done, cleaned up, perfect, and you've destroyed literally everything. Why do I even do it? Why even bother? She looks so pissed that I just feel like mothers around the world were like, we get you, Danny. Like, hashtag team mom.
Except
like,
for
you know,
Ferris
it's-
Bueller's mom.
Yeah.
Because she
right,
thought he was
probably.
sick the whole day.
Yeah, she wasn't the best representation of your average mother, but I also agree. I loved her reaction to it, and the flaming catapult is pretty cool, or like the flaming whatever they're
Close
throwing
catapult.
from the catapult right at the very very beginning of the scene. The first thing you see, obviously, you can kind of make out ships, but you see the like flame come like up top, under, and over, and it wasn't till it kind of got thrown off the ship that I realized. I was like, oh,
Kinda
okay,
like
it's
that,
a catapult.
That curl hop.
Yeah, like
Crime dog.
I
Crime dog
didn't
curl
really
hop.
know where we were going with this little like swinging ball,
Hey,
but
Marty, hit me a pop.
instead of just like
got
blatantly
a
being like,
crime dog?
oh, we got a big old catapult here, it was just very well done, I think.
I believe that would qualify as a trebuchet since it pulls up and over. Is the
I-
difference?
The mechanics.
Would never argue with you about that kind of bullshit. So sure.
The
What Luke said,
catapult
I
mechanics.
can't sell it.
Luke, go ahead.
It's the mother of dragons, bitches. Ooh, branded and everything. Glenn needs to finish his so he can also enjoy it. But yeah, I like when Danny walks in. I think it's a solid entrance. I think she clearly commands the scene, and it's awesome to see Drogon just piss off, flying over her shoulder out to, assuming,
The abyss.
do some damage, for all we can tell. But yeah, just landing on top of the pyramid, and it's kind of a statement that she's making of, what the fuck did I just come home to? I think you guys have said it perfect. And it's
big.
I'm home. What the fuck? Like really? I was just off at yoga, and this is what I come home to.
I went
'Cause
to
that's what
a
she was
spa
doing at the-
resort
No, I
for a
went to the
couple of
fucking
days.
grocery store, and you assholes, after I've been here all goddamn day cleaning up after you, did what? Get outside. Live there. Goodbye.
What about Kevin McAllister's mom, who was going on vacation and left him there home alone to deal with bandits?
The wet bandits.
The wet bandits.
Again, not in the running for Mother of the Year, but she loved him, I guess.
She did make it home in time for Christmas, though.
And she did play
Good
the
on her.
trombone, right, for a second.
She kind of gets badass in this movie. I need to get home. Ah.
All right. So my note is, I do find it funny that when they hear something land
that a
on the
root
roof,
beer?
they all look up and they're like, "Oh yeah, something's landing. We gotta find out what's attacking from the roof."
Kings.
Literally, there's
This
only
isn't a
one
King's
thing
Landing.
or two things or three things in this fucking world that could land on your roof right now, and you know what they are. So it's probably a good sign that you're hearing the sounds coming. It's just they all looked up with concern instead of like, "Oh, thank the fucking Lord, the dragons are here," kind of mentality.
Yeah, I guess like their play at them all being concerned when they look up, it didn't get me. Like immediately when you hear that and you see their face, I'm like, well, duh, dummies, it's Danny with dragons. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I get what you're saying.
yeah, exactly. And Glenn,
Yeah, so now, like, after his last scene, they were kind of having a nice, fun little time, telling jokes, kicking back, drinking a couple wines. Now, like, the tables have turned, and they basically think Tyrion's a big joke now. Because he kind of dealt with these masters, and now they're pissing on his parade.
yeah, he's just like, I need some goddamn time. And where's the faith?
I don't fault Tyrion here. Like, I don't feel like this is some gigantic failure. I get that their city is being attacked and obliterated, but what was the alternative? Like, you had to try.
You gotta do something.
And I'm also not like just for anybody who's new here, like a huge I'm a Tyrion supporter. I like him, but I'm not gonna say every single thing he does is right. But in this situation, I don't know what his better move is.
Yeah.
Which move? Or
Like-
what he's done to get to where they are right
He's
now?
got to
Yeah.
finish
Yeah.
the joke.
He's got to finish that joke, and then Benji will
And
show up
then-
and give him a high five and save the day.
Right.
And then
Right.
we'll
Tyrion
talk.
just needs a high five, and Varys is no longer there
Varys.
to give him that high five.
Shit. Get that bald little beauty
the
back.
Bash brothers.
That bald little beauty.
Love that guy.
Yeah, good call, Bridge. Abby's not big on Tyrion. Kind of poor choice of words there.
Oh,
All right. Anybody got
Let's
anything
stop,
else?
let's stop being short over there.
It seems a little stunted. Okay.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
participating.
Oh my gourd.
Oh
Move
my
along.
god!
All right. Anybody got anything else on Marine or any of this stuff?
Danny's back. I like it.
Danny's back. Back again.
No joke.
All right. So we got King's Landing. Here you go, fandom. This is why you're here. We have Cersei, Lancel, the Mountain, and Qyburn. Lancel comes with an order from Lord Duckling. Cersei chooses option 2.
Who
Abby.
comes with an order?
Lancel.
Who comes with an order?
Lancel?
You had written Loris in there twice
Did I?
earlier. That's why I put it in there in all caps.
I was wondering
I
what
was
the
like,
right cap.
You
what the
changed
f-
it.
Yeah,
I fixed it.
I would have corrected as I was talking. I knew who I meant.
I shouldn't have fixed
Lancel's like
Yeah.
the new Raz. He just looks
Yeah.
like
it.
other
Just-
characters.
Run in the middle.
Right, Ab?
That's right. It's a Roz. It happens sometimes. Benj, don't let him get you down.
Oh, I don't care.
Um,
But go ahead, Ab. Your start.
So my biggest takeaway from this badass scene, two things. First is that's the most beautiful drain in all the Seven Kingdoms. I don't
drain?
get it. Like, the drain, the storm for the drain. Great. Like, why is it so beautiful? Why are their curtains so beautiful? Why are it's
Abby,
just
that's the difference between being rich and being wealthy.
yeah.
That's
The
like-
I mean,
wealthy
that's-
think of things like I need nice drain.
That's
tiles.
like whenever Roz was like, "Oh, this place is so beautiful and it smells like cum." Or whatever.
Shay. That was Shay.
Good grief. Yeah, it was Shay, but still, the sentiment it fits.
It's just like everything, and I feel like what we can see in the screen cap right here. Everything back there is kind of just standard big room, pretty place. But the fact that you see this most beautiful, intricate drain just to me puts in like they have that much money to
Our
spend
drains are
on
nice.
drains.
And
like
We have the best drains.
If you needed confirmation that it wasn't Abby that did the screen caps, I don't think we have a picture of the drain.
I
man,
was
so
unaware of the
beautiful.
love of the drain.
Sorry, it's so beautiful.
I'm trying, Ab.
It's okay. It's all right. And then my other thought is I don't care how many times. I don't really know what you call these guys here. Are they I don't know if they're sparrows or they're
They're
the faith
sparrows.
militant. They're sparrows. Okay.
Or faith.
Um,
You're right on both
Faith,
accounts.
faith
actually.
militant, yeah.
Okay. The stupid little 7 point whatever, it's still ridiculous. Get it off your foreheads. So, this guy here
Well,
does
it's kind
what
of carved there. So
I get it. He does this guy a favor. He just kills him because it's just dumb.
He removes
So-
the scarred part from the rest of his body.
To be fair, they're not going to be able to get another job.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're fucked. They just tattoo dumb on their foreheads. But it's okay. Sorry, I'm done complaining about them.
All right, Luke.
So I like how, Lord Duckling has, consistently said how, we'll all gladly die for the cause or whatever. And fucking Mountain grabs the first one, and the rest of them just piss right off. Like,
Yeah.
they just, like, turn
Never mind.
tail, right? And they're just like, we're going to stay back here while you de-head this guy.
We've changed our minds.
It's not even
fact-
the head. He de-spines him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's just kind of we got a little spine showing here.
And he lets him, like he just toys with, he lets him get the first strike in.
right, which
Yeah,
could have been even a fatal blow because like those things would have been spiking right about where a normal person's heart would have been.
Closer to the heart.
And I don't know if I'm reading into it, but I kind of think there's kind of a head cock, like a head tilt from the mountain. Like, really, fucker? Really? Did you try that?
That's cute.
Okay. And he just, kind of does what he does. And my other note is I can't wait for FDS. You got one more person. So, Glenn, go ahead.
Yeah, so here basically no one wants to be the away team. They're like, Cersei, come here and talk to so and so, and then she's like, no, have him come here. And it's just like a disagreement. But at the same time, like Cersei ends up playing this mountain card with the the violence and all that hoopla. And I think this is why when you go to like a football game or something, you yell out, "Rip his fucking head off!"
Rip his fucking head off.
Oh boy.
All right, FDS, finish us off.
Okay, good. I was wondering, okay, was I going to start this off or I was going to finish this?
Oh, no,
okay,
When you
okay.
finish on this, yeah.
So for starters, let me just open up this, Lannister, thing
There
up
you go.
in here, and the
There you
banner
go.
over here. They'll tilt that there, though. But like seriously, though, every time I see Lance on the show after he joined, the High Sparrow and thing, I'm just like, damn, this idiot. He had a piece of Cersei's poo-tang pie. He's supposed to stay there, bro. Like, what are you doing? And there's all this stuff. I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, really violence? Come on, man. Don't do this to yourself. Just don't. Just don't. But yeah, it was a good scene. She chose violence, and and the armored mountain greatness taking off the dude's head. But even still, it's like, he had balls enough to even like challenge him. So I was like, you know what? I give you 2 cents there, but still, your head's coming off. Still a cool ass scene though. Not gonna. That's why I brought his Funko Pop. Damn it. Granted, I do want to see Clegane Bowl and have the Hound kill the mountain, but still though, it's like he's still protecting my wifey. So it's like, hey, you gotta support. You gotta support.
Now, do you have a armored, like a zombie mountain?
Yeah, that's the
Funko?
one. Yeah,
That's the
that's
one
the
you have?
one.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the
Nice.
actual title on the Funko box? Like, what are they
Yeah,
actually
they
named?
say armored. I think it's armored mountain. Yeah, the mountain armored.
Okay.
Because the other one has the mountain, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Fandom, I do have a question for you. So I have a Lannister that I love.
Mm-hmm.
very much.
Don't
Do
say
you
Tywin. Don't say Tywin. Don't say
Oh,
Tywin.
it's Tywin.
God damn it.
For real.
God
You said
damn it.
Tywin.
I love him. Next. So for real, the question is, every decision Cersei makes, do you back and support, or do you sit there and think like, "Cersei, what the fuck?"
There were
Ever.
2 moments. There were
There were
2 moments where
okay.
I did say, like, "Damn, just damn." And it's always, like, rewatching it. It's like, season 1, with the, Direwolf dying, I was like, "Yeah, that's, like, one argument." Like, anyone comes at me, it's like, "Oh, you always support Cersei. But what about, the guy the Direwolf?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna, like, support that,
No, I'm not
honestly.
touching that one.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna, yeah, because then, supporting that, you're gonna say, you're supporting animal cruelty and all that other stuff." So I'm just like, "You know what? I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna do
touching it.
that."
Ooh.
Yeah. That's like one. And the second one, it's like, damn, her aligning with, High Sparrow to get rid of, marrying Anna Loris. It's like, it's still a
Uh,
good move, but at the same time, it's like, damn, just damn.
why, girl? Yeah,
Everything else, I would just defend till the end of time, pretty much.
I will defend my love for Tywin to the end of time, but not every decision he makes. But I do feel like his decisions are always within, like, in line with who he is. So I have to take it with a grain of salt. I'm like, all right, cool. That's just Tywin. Fine.
But still, like one thing I just can't with Tywin. That's why I can't drink with him or anything, have a beer, have some sausage, anything. Even that deer I think it was that deer he was carving in season 1 or
Oh
so.
yeah, that's the
Mhm.
day we
Yeah,
met him.
no, it's
Best
like
day of my life.
the way how he just treated Tyrion, it's like, nah, he's like my top 3 favorite characters. So the way how he just treated him there, I was like,
Yeah,
nah, I just
I get
couldn't.
that. That's like the biggest thing to get over for me, but somehow I did. I looked past it somehow, and everything else was decent. He would have been great had that not been for his relationship with Tyrion.
Yeah.
That's enough. Sorry, we can
No,
get back on the Jojen train to the
no,
right spot.
you're fine. You're fine. We're chugging along nicely here tonight, so we're doing good.
One more thought on that scene.
Go ahead.
The "I choose violence" line.
Yes.
One
Mm.
of the most badass lines
That one
in the
th-
entire
It is,
show. I
yeah.
mean,
Cersei literally
it
has
is a
2 of the
line.
greatest lines in the entire show. When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die,
Yeah.
yeah,
and I choose violence.
Hmm.
yeah. I
Easily in
mean,
the top, 5 lines of the entire show.
you could say that she's quotable.
She's definitely quotable. I am sorry to go back onto this scene here, but I specifically didn't say that here because I'll talk about it later in predictions or whatever, but that is definitely the most picked out part for me. Like what's actually stood out the most.
Mhm. And it kind of plays into this next scene that we're going into, and I'll kind of explain what I mean by that. But so we have Cersei, Tommen, Kevin, Qyburn, Mountain, Mace, GMP, and the whole court. The king holds court for a royal proclamation. Trial by Wombat is extinct.
Trial by Wombat.
And who did I start with on that one? Sorry, that was
last.
Abby. Yep.
Yep.
So Luke, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, just the overall royal decree Decleed's Landing decree that trial by combat is just right out. That's a pretty big change on like the entire judicial system of Westeros. That's not like it's like saying the Supreme Court, we're not doing that anymore. It's basically just presidential veto from here on out. Like that's the only thing that matters. Like we
Along
need
those
some
lines.
checks, we need some balances. The Pope's
but I
getting too
understand-
much power.
But I do understand Tommen's
Son of a
point on
bitch.
that because it is basically the richest man could just hire the best swordsman, and that kind of goes to the point I was going to make from the last scene where she chooses violence and she tilts her hand of I'm going to call for a trial by combat, and you can't beat this fucker. You can't beat the mountain. No one can. No one will be able to beat this person 1-on-1. And so she played her hand too early with that.
I mean,
just,
Oberyn Martell beat him.
He did.
but he didn't.
No, he did.
He died
he
first.
was
He died
beat.
first.
But that's fine. But he was beat.
He did, but
And
he didn't.
Oberyn Martell.
Fine, but
He could
again,
have.
he-
Coulda, shoulda,
But he did.
woulda.
You are right. But he
sure
did
the
it.
fuck
but he
didn't.
didn't. And so now
But
she
he
has.
isn't infallible. He can be beat.
Yes, no, absolutely, he can be. But who do they have? That the faith and everything. So she played her hand a
They got
little
the
too early
Lord.
with it.
Maybe one of them sand snakes. Them real good fighters we all love so much.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
But
Them stand sakes.
Yeah, but
Dim.
with one fell swoop,
Nice.
Tommen totally fucked his mom because that was her whole plan. She's like, I got the
That's
mountain.
that's his dad
It's
uncle's job though.
exactly his dunkle.
His uncle.
Kevin!
His dunkle. My sweet dunkle. But it's kind of one of those. She played her hand too early, and now she's completely screwed over. But it makes sense for the faith and everything because Tom is not wrong. Tom is not wrong in saying the rich can just hire the best swordsman and get out of whatever. It's like basically saying the rich can hire the best lawyer to get him out of whatever crime instead of facing their actual punishment. So